Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. In this video we'll be using some good old tanks in Quagsire and Palossand. Let's get into it. We both start off with our ducks. He's able to outspeed, go for the U-turn, pivot into the Conkeldurr who takes big damage from that close combat. He's able to activate that Flame Orb, gets that Guts boost, goes for the Mach Punch, Quacklevolt tanks that, goes for another close combat, takes him out. I'm able to get that Moxie boost but my defense are in the dirt. He goes back into his duck. I just have to switch into my Palossand. He's able to predict that, go for the U-turn, and use it to pivot into his Bascio Legion. Fearing the strong Ghost type move, I switch into my Zarude. He goes for the Wave Crash, I eat that right up. He takes some recoil. I'm able to outspeed, go for the knockoff, take out the Ghost Fish. He brings in the Emerald Box Lezen, the Rayquaza, gets the airlock going. I go for the knockoff, do big damage, get rid of his boots. He goes right for that Dragon Dance and gets those boosts going. Able to outspeed, he goes for the Dragon Ascent, takes me out. I go into my Gen 1 threat, the Cloyster. He goes for the Outrage, Cloyster's able to tank that. I go for the Shell Smash, get my boost, eat my herb, and get rid of all those drops. Able to outspeed now, I go for the Icicle Spear, take out the Rayquaza. He goes into his duck for the third time, but I have the perfect answer, my Sandcastle. He goes for the close combat, does absolutely nothing to me. The duck goes for the Aqua Step, does that good damage, gets his speed boost, but I also get my Water Compact boost. Go for the Shadow Ball, do good damage, get the special defense lower. He goes for another Aqua Step, able to eat that right up, get another defense boost. This time, I go for the Shore Up, get almost all of my health back. Unable to break the castle, he forfeits. Good game. Alrighty, let's get into game number 2. I lead off with my Azumarill, they lead off with the Quacklevolt again. He goes right for the Terra Water, goes for the knockoff, gets rid of my Choice Band, but Azumarill eats that up, goes for the Player Rough, does huge damage, but he's able to hang on. He switches into the Colossal, I go for the knockoff, get rid of his heavy duty boots. He then switches again into the Hisui Quillfish, gets the Intimidate going, I go for the Liquidation, do absolutely nothing. He goes for that Gunk Shot, takes out my Azumarill. I then go into the Immovable Wall, the Quagsire. He switches into his Snorlax. I decide to set up some spikes. I then fire off a Toxic, give him that bad poison. He starts setting up some curses of his own. That poison clock is starting to tick. I decide to set up some more spikes. He keeps boosting over there with those curses, getting those stats up, but that poison is still ticking. I'm able to get up my third layer of spikes. He's still setting up with those curses over there. As you will soon see, this does not matter, as Quagsire does not care about this. I go for the Earthquake, do barely anything. He continues to set up over there. He's getting some lefties, but that Toxic is really starting to rack up now. Go for one more Earthquake, able to take him out. He goes into his Quillfish, who intimidates my Quagsire, who just blankly stares right back. He's so afraid he even switches into his Hypno, who takes more damage. I go for the Earthquake, do barely anything. He sets up a Reflect, I go for another Toxic. He decides to set up his other screen. I fire off another Earthquake. I'm doing barely anything, but that Toxic damage is racking up. He fires off a Psychic, does a good chunk to me. I go for another Earthquake and just let the Toxic do its thing. Down goes the Hypno. Quagsire claims another KO. He goes into the Quacklevolt, who goes down to the Spikes, then goes back into the Colossal. I fire for an Earthquake, do some good damage even through the Reflect. He goes for the Rapid Spin, finally gets rid of all those Spikes. He is able to outspeed, fires off a Stone Edge, does absolutely nothing. I go for another Earthquake, take out the Colossal. He goes into his Lion King over there, unnerves me, can't eat those berries, fires off the Dark Pulse, Quagsire eats that up too. Go for the Recover, get almost all of my health back. Fires off another Dark Pulse, Quagsire eats that one up too. Go for the Earthquake, do about a quarter to him. Realizing he doesn't do any damage, decides to start boosting. I keep recovering my health over here. His Reflect finally goes away. He keeps trying to boost over there. I fire off the Earthquake, do big damage now. He loses his Light Screen now. Goes for the Dark Pulse, still does absolutely nothing. I go for the Earthquake, take out the Pyroar. His last Pokemon is in the Hisui Quillfish. Intimidates me, but Quagsire doesn't care. Fires off the Gunk Shot, eat that right up. Go for the Earthquake, he just hangs on, but then decides to forfeit. Good game. Alrighty, that's the video. Please know what you guys think down below and stay tuned for future content. Peace!